Father Frank Del Prete, pastor of St. Gabriel's Church, will now come forward and give the invocation.
Good afternoon. Good and gracious God, we thank you for this special day in the lives of William Dooley, Bryn Ladler, Ryan Christensen, Timothy Conlin, and Jack McWilliams. Today we celebrate the accumulated efforts they made over the years to advance in scouting. We think of all the merit badges they earned along the way, the oaths they learned, the character they developed, and the service to our community and fellow scouts. Little by little, month by month, and year by year, they were faithful. And today we celebrate this marker of faithful and hard work. So we ask you, our Lord, to bless these young men, their families who supported and encouraged them. We ask your blessing to fall upon their fellow scouts whose fellowship they enjoyed along the way. We thank you for their scout leaders who gave so much of their time and energy to develop young men like these being honored. Bless them with the certainty that their work has influenced the course of many lives. We all benefit because of their sacrifices and leadership. As we gather this afternoon, we ask our loving and caring God to bless this celebration as we rejoice with Will, Bryn, Ryan, Tim, and Jack.
Thank you, Father Del Prete. Would Robert Barone, Scoutmaster of Troop 54, come forward to take his place as the Master of Ceremonies this afternoon?
Welcome again. Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, Scouts and Scouters, we will now continue with awarding the rank of Eagle upon Ryan Christensen, Tim Conlin, William Dooley, Bryn Ladler, and Jack McWilliams of Troop 54 of the Ramapo Valley District, Northern New Jersey Council, Boy Scouts of America. In Baden-Powell's original idea of the scouting program, there was little point in teaching the techniques of scouting to young scouts unless at the same time the program developed in them the qualities to make them self-reliant, worthy of trust, tough of body and mind, indomitable of spirit, and scouts able to be on their own and to be trusted on their own. This still is a fine thought today, but we must always keep in mind that scouting is fun and for kids. After all, these are scouts on their way to adulthood. That is what scouting is all about. We constantly improve the scouting program, keeping it up to date, making Baden-Powell's ideas happen. It starts with Cub Scouts, going places and making things, and then becoming scouts. Then it gets the scout out in the open, letting them get some wood smoke in their eyes and some thoughts of self-reliance in their head. To keep scouts from stopping there, scouts have set a progressively tougher challenges to get them to do something by working in the advancement program. It will take them from their Bobcat pin the first day of Cub Scouts right up to the Eagle Badge. When we find young scouts who we feel have displayed the potential which Lord Baden-Powell expressed, we think we should recognize and encourage them. Such recognition, the awarding of the Eagle Badge, takes its place in a series of important events in the life of today's youth. We in Scouting feel it ranks at the very top. Realize, if you will, that this is the highest and most coveted award in all of Scouting. Less than 5% of all Scouts in the United States ever reach this rank. Before we go on, I'd like to recognize all Eagle Scouts who are present here this afternoon. Would you please come forward and line up in front for me? Yes. There's quite a few of you here today. Yes, go. Now the hard part comes. Tell us who you are and the year you attained your rank of Eagle. Starting with Mr. Newton on the end. All right, maybe heard on the end.
Herb Gobert, 1983.
Steve Newton, 1982.
Matt Christensen, 1998.
Jack Kuipers, 2016.
Ethan Menthel, 2019.
Ethan Sumner, 2016.
Colin Arscott, 2016.
Rick Moore, 1986.
Thank you very much. The National Council of the Boy Scouts of America requires that each applicant for the rank of Eagle earn and receive 21 merit badges, some which take months to complete. While holding the rank of Life Scout, the Scout must also hold a leadership position and serve actively, continuously, and in good standing in the troop for a period of 6 months to the application of the rank of Eagle. In addition, the candidate must have completed a service project helpful to his church, community, or school and approved by the Scoutmaster and the District Advancement Chairperson. Upon completion of all of these requirements, the candidate must meet with the Scoutmaster for a personal conference. Depending on the findings of the Scoutmaster, the candidate can be recommended to the elevation of the rank of Eagle. The troop forwards this recommendation to Northern New Jersey Council for review and then to the Ramapo Valley District Eagle Scout Board of Review, consisting of at least 3 members in his community. At this point, I would like to recognize our members of the court, and we will be hearing from them shortly. Nancy Rickenberg, Carmine Langevin, and Rick Saul. The candidates receive an invitation to meet with these people for an interview. They then pass their recommendations on to the National Council Board of Review for final approval. If the Scout successfully completes all these steps before his 18th birthday and the board concurs, the Eagle Charge is administered and the candidate is elevated to the rank of Eagle Scout. So be it this afternoon. Would the chairman of the court, Dave Stewart, please come forward.
On behalf of Troop 54 of Hooks, New Jersey, Ramapo Valley District, Northern New Jersey Council, I do now declare this Eagle Court of Honor in session. Will the escorts please show the parents of our candidates to the chancel. First is Robert Christensen, bringing up Brian's parents, Dave and Nicole Christensen. Next is Nick Delgado, escorting Kevin and Carol Conlon, Tim's parents. Next is Sean Dooley, escorting Tim and Melissa Dooley for William. Next is Max Laidler, escorting Rob and Helen Laidler for Bryn. And finally, Peter Mastrandria, escorting Scott and Karen McWilliams for Jack. Welcome you all here. Thank you for being here. It's a really great day that's coming up. Now, will the escorts please bring the candidates front and center, presented at the court, and as witnesses.
I have the pleasure of presenting Ryan Christensen, Tim Conlon, William Dooley, Bryn Lather, and Jack McWilliams, who have completed the requirements for Eagle Scout and await this high honor this afternoon.
You may be seated. And now, to tell us more about our Eagle candidates, I present Jack McWilliams to tell us a little bit about Ryan Christensen.
I'll be speaking about Ryan Christensen. Ryan Christensen, better known as Rye, like the bread, is one of the most interesting people I've ever met. For those who may be confused, Rye's name is spelled like the bread, because that is what he told cashiers at fast food restaurants during our trip out west. Rye is talented, smart, determined, and overall a great friend. For starters, he has many talents. He's a star runner and thrower on the Highlands cross-country and track teams. He is constantly striving to beat personal and school records. He is also able to wear many layers of jackets and sweatshirts, even when the temperature is triple digits, in order to smuggle in a soda cup to Mickey D's for free refills. He also takes his academics very seriously. He's a member of the National Honor Society. In addition to that, he is pursuing an acceptance to UConn and planning on going into the field of dentistry. In his free time at Floodwood, he even discovered that lakes have tides. Rye is a friend like no other. He is always willing to help others and lend a hand when needed. I also admire his positivity. No matter how bad or miserable a situation may get, Rye will always be cheerful and cracking jokes. He is never one to complain, even though others might, like when he dropped his beloved Sedona hat into the river while canoeing. Rye's favorite scouting experience was the 2019 Philmont Trek with his closest pals and Zach. This trip allowed him to see some beautiful parts of the country and experience many new things. He fondly remembers watching the stars, drinking root beer and eating Toblerone, and the most unforgettable part, bunking with Timmy for 5 weeks. He also wanted me to mention his runner-up memory, which is when he ate an entire half-gallon of ice cream in under 30 minutes at Floodwood. Sounds disgusting, but it is quite the accomplishment. And like everything else Rye does, he put everything he had into that half-gallon, half-hour challenge, being the only one in the group to finish. Even though we constantly poke fun at each other, I'm glad I've been able to go through scouting with Rye by my side. He is truly one of the greatest people I've ever met. And I'm glad we've been able to get closer during our time in scouting. It is truly an honor to be sitting up here alongside him, as well as the rest of these men here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. And now, the butt of the previous speaker will give us something on Tim Butt.
I'm Tim Conlon, otherwise known as Timmy. My true pal and tent mate. You're a stunning gentleman who always knows how to impress us lads. You proved yourself over the years by showing leadership and being the troop's ASPL, Philmont crew leader, and becoming a drum major in the Highlands Marching Band, winning the Hazel B. Flavel Rusty Thompson Cantorship Award, along with recently winning the Louis Armstrong Jazz Award. Being a part of National Honor Society and being able to tell our crew on track when you can see, quote, the physical rain. You have shown us all that you're an excellent cook and a man of fashion. You made quite the fashion statement when you wore your mom's skinny jeans at No Bosco. Timmy has been able to endure the challenges scouting has thrown at him. He has completed the St. Regis canoeing trek at Floodwood Mountain Reservation in a record speeds of canoeing 50 miles in 4 days with his crew. He has completed the mile swim twice on 2 separate occasions, hiked 61 miles in 12 days at Philmont. He has also been able to fight through the pain of his nasty sunburn he got at Santa Monica. He was also able to manage tenting with me for many years. and was even able to somehow hold his vowels and Amtrak for hours on the Philmont Prep hike, all while saying, "Guys, hold on, the turtle is poking his head out." Timmy is a comedian at heart and always makes our troop laugh. He always knows the best time and places to crack a joke, such as when the van was sliding off the road due to ice, Tim made sure to play Paul Simon's song, Slip Sliding Away. Tim also had big plans of creating a band with our very questionable Greenville accomplice, Zach. Zach Stores, aka She Stores. The hardest part for them, though, was creating the band's name. Names that were mentioned and supported by Tim as a joke, but were heavily thought out by Zach were Thrashing on Ice, Allison Spaghetti, and Cloudy Pimple. Tim has shown much dedication to being a true scout, and he has proven that his grind will never stop. You're a true role model. We're all excited to see you do great things at the University of Tennessee, where you will study civil engineering and agriculture. You'll be truly missed next year, especially by me, but you know you have left your mark on Troop 54.
Okay, next, Tim Dooley, Bill William's father, will say a few words about William.
When Will became a Boy Scout in 2015, he pledged to live his life by the Scout oath and law, to do his best, to help others at all times, to stay morally straight, to be trustworthy, friendly, kind, among other traits. As I look back upon his scouting journey today, I am so proud to see his fulfillment of that pledge and to know that this experience has helped shape him as a person. It is an appropriate time to reflect. Will, along with his fellow Eagle colleagues, has recently earned this rank, graduated from high school, or will graduate from high school, turning 18 and becoming an adult, and is now preparing to leave home for college and beyond. His accomplishments over the past several years are impressive. He's an active member of the church and a lector. He's a straight-A student and a member of several clubs and the National Honor Society. He's a varsity athlete as well, just to name a few. There is one example in particular I believe truly exemplifies the fulfillment of his Scout pledge, and that is his involvement in the Speak Out Club. For those of you that don't know, this is an all-volunteer organization at Will's school that aims to bring awareness and help those in need and oftentimes neglected by our society. As a 4-year active member, and most recently the president, Will has raised money, coordinated food and clothing drives, organized midnight runs into underserved areas of New York City to provide food and amenities to homeless people and those in desperate need of help at their most vulnerable times. You can see his passion for helping others, being friendly, and adhering to a model moral compass, all elements of his pledge of being a Boy Scout. He's very independent and self-motivated, and probably doesn't like me talking about these things today. Sorry, Lynn. But it is also important to realize he could not have done this alone, and I would like to thank all of those involved in Troop 54, those who have helped William over the years to get to this day today. Your commitment of time and mentorship is inspiring, so thank you. Although this marks the culmination of William's Boy Scouting journey, it is just the beginning for what he will contribute to our community and the world beyond. So it's my proud honor to introduce William today. Thank you.
Next, Tim Conlon will tell us a bit about Bryn.
I don't know how I'm going to follow that up. But Bryn Laidler, or as some of us call him, Bobby, in 4th grade came all the way from the land of Queen Elizabeth II, whose portrait he keeps in his wallet. I never really knew this shy kid who always wore turf shoes to school, but in years to come we became like brothers because of scouting. Him and I were always the chefs on our campouts, where he would become his idol, Gordon Ramsay, whose restaurant he made us walk down the Vegas Strip to see. He became a pro at cooking us 5-star meals on charcoal grills that would occasionally fall down. And by the way, that 5 stars is using camping standards, of course. Bryn is a jack-of-all-trades type of person, but instead of a jack-of-all-trades, I call him a master-of-all-trades because of the dedication that he puts into everything that he does, working through it without ever complaining. He shows this through not only scouting, but in his service to his community through being an EMT, responding to calls at 4:30 in the morning, riding his bike to the ambulance station. He shows this as well in his many hobbies, such as skateboarding, being a great pool boy in scout uniform, of course, playing video games, especially Apex Legends, where he has well over 1,000 hours logged playing it. One of his other hobbies that he enjoys very much is sleeping, where if you wake him, you will be kindly greeted with the middle finger. And lastly, what I would say he is best at is stocking shelves at the Wyckoff ShopRite, which, Bryn, I'm sorry, but in my opinion, this is the inferior ShopRite to the Ramsey ShopRite. Words cannot sum up how much he has done and how much he can do, and if they could, I'd be standing up here for hours. And he also loves his music, and is a huge fan of Tenacious D. Jack Black's band, of course. In the troop, he has played many important roles as crew leader for part of Philmont and at Floatwood, and he is the troop's quartermaster and patrol leader for our Grades Patrol. His most memorable scouting experience was traveling across the country with a few of his closest friends, and Zach. On this trek, he was my personal photographer, except half of the time he would be taking selfies instead of pictures of me. He also had a great time at Santa Monica, where he and I bought boogie boards that broke after one wave. And then he decided that it would be a good idea to take it out further where there were rip currents and 6-foot-high waves. Needless to say, I looked back and all I saw was his body flailing with the crashing water getting pounded into the seafloor. Thankfully, though, as you can tell, he did not get taken out by a rip current. After high school, he will be getting his general education requirements out of the way at Bergen Community College. Probably the smartest move anyone could do. And then after that, he will be studying nursing at William Patterson University. To me, the amount that this amazing man has done in the past 18 and a half years is astonishing. And if I'm being honest, I really don't know how he was able to accomplish it, especially while playing so many video games. With the amount that Bryn has done in this troop, we actually decided to make a calendar of just things that Bryn has done with us in the troop. Bryn is most deserving of the rank of Eagle Scout due to his immense dedication to everything that he does, and the fact that he is always helping people out. He fits all aspects of what an Eagle Scout should be, and I think that I speak for the whole troop when I say that I look up to you and strive to be like you.
And finally, Bryn will tell us a little bit more about Jack.
Last but not least. I've known John Cale McWilliams for almost 9 years now. He was one of my first friends when I moved to America, and he's really helped me integrate into the culture. He's been here for me in school and in scouting since day one. Throughout our middle school days, we were inseparable. During our time in band, we were named the cool and popular percussionists by the esteemed Mr. Takagi. We competed in track together, even if we weren't great at it. Sometimes we got into trouble with teachers like Dr. Quigley, our old English teacher, we were occasionally subject to the reprimand of. Akin to middle school, he has remained by my side as a steadfast and loyal friend during our time in Northern Highlands. It was during this time that I really saw him grow as a person, taking his new responsibilities head-on with nothing but pride in his eyes and his head held high. Navigating the trials and tribulations of high school with Jack has been a great honor, which I wouldn't trade for anything on the face of this earth. He's a firm and uplifting character, positively impacting anyone he comes across in some way or another. It was only a few months ago that we became certified and nationally registered emergency medical technicians. I don't think I could have made it without him. Without the slightest hesitation, he graciously chauffeured me every night and picked me up extra early when I had to retake my tests. He helped me study through the countless hours of laboring over textbooks and online material which we needed to master in order to achieve our end goal of graduating. He was there for me during the times when I doubted I was going to make it. He single-handedly inspired me to persevere. Having held multiple scouting positions such as patrol leader, senior patrol leader, conduct town mayor, and crew leader, Jack has proven time and time again that he's a courageous and capable leader. Our trek at Philman Scout Ranch is nothing less than a prime example of how capable he is as a true leader. Even if I was the one that had to get him out of bed every morning. Jack was able to manage the crew with mostly professionalism and was well adept at handling our guest of honor from Greenville, Zach Stoltz. I believe that Jack played an instrumental role in prompting Mr. Stur's unofficial nomination of our group being the best he has taken ever out west on the Philmont Scouting trek. Mr. Stur may say that we're tied with last year's group, but we all know there was only one prize for first place, and that is to our group of men that rightfully lay claim to that trophy. This type of praise from Stur himself is not to be taken lightly, as he has seen many kids come and grow, each bringing a unique skill set to the table. Only one with masterful expertise of his craft may receive praise kindred to such high honor. It's fair to say that Jack has earned and is more than worthy of receiving the rank of Eagle Scout. Through thick and thin, rain or shine, all over until the end, you have stayed true with me. From the bottom of my heart, I give you all the gratitude I can give, and I'm extremely thankful for you being here with me to this day. Thank you, and I wish you the best of luck at VMI and your future endeavors.
Well, thank you all. I think that was very entertaining and enlightening. And if you want further details, they're all in the program, so you might want to check that out too. In order that we may understand the completeness of the review of the applicant, I will ask the distinguished members of the court to explain the qualifications essential to becoming an Eagle Scout. First area of consideration is that of Scoutcraft, explained by someone who you've already met today, Nancy Rickenberg, outstanding Williams Award recipient and the mother of a terrific Eagle Scout. And a member of the troop committee, of course, but you already know that.
Good afternoon. The first consideration in the review of an applicant for Eagle is the field of Scoutcraft, the skills of scouting, designed to instill confidence in the individual scout, to make him self-reliant, and to bring him the realization that through this knowledge he both can be and should be of greater service to others. The Merit Badge program has enabled him to explore many fields of interest in depth, covering hobbies, vocations, physical fitness, citizenship, and others. In passing the merit badges, the scout has had to make contact with an adult counselor to discuss the various requirements. We feel this person-to-person contact is of great value. After a complete review of all Scoutcraft requirements, the court finds the applicants qualify for the Eagle Award.
Thank you, Nancy. And now, Carmen Langevin, member of the troop committee and the father of another one of our Eagle Scouts, will discuss the area of scout teamwork.
Another important consideration for the Eagle Award is teamwork and participation. Here a scout becomes familiar with the meaning of initiative, perseverance, service, and leadership. He has advanced up the scouting trail, and at each step as a member of his troop, he must serve dependably at meetings and activities. The court has reviewed carefully the candidate's activities in the troop, at the school, at church, at home, and elsewhere. We find that they have displayed leadership ability and willingness to work with others on worthwhile and constructive projects. They have learned to be good partners. We believe that they have evidenced teamwork and participation, qualifying them for this portion of the Eagle Award.
Maverick Saul, the chairman of our committee, and father of an Eagle Scout, and a Scoutmaster for 15 years, 10, 15, 20, 30 years. He'll be talking about the area of, let's see, what's your area? Scout Spirit.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
All right. While it is important that a scout learn well his crafts so that he may use them to serve himself and others, the manner in which he makes use of these skills evidences the scout's character. This is Scout Spirit. His display of spirit amplifies his effort in his daily life to live up to the Scout Oath and law and to many other unwritten ideals of scouting. The court has examined the opinions of parents, teachers, neighbors, church leaders, and scout leaders and finds that scouts Ryan Christensen, Tim Conlon, William Dooley, Bryn Laidler, and Jack McWilliams clearly demonstrate Scout spirit. We recommend them for the rank of Eagle Scout.
Thanks, Rick. Okay, Ryan, Tim, William, Bryn, and Jack. Notice I'm doing you in alphabetical order now. Last time I did you in reverse alphabetical order. During your con to Eagle, you learned from and were encouraged by many adults and scout leaders, attested to by those honored guests assembled before you this afternoon, each wishing to share in the presentation of this award. You are at the threshold of your goal, and you have done your climbing in the true scouting manner. Even now, if any know a reason why these scouts should not receive the Eagle rank, let them speak.
Members of the court, I represent all scouts who received the Eagle Award in the Northern New Jersey Council. We do not object to the awarding of this badge, but we believe that the candidates should understand that the Eagle rank is a responsibility as well as an honor. We respectfully suggest the applicants be informed of the obligations of an Eagle Scout before the badge is awarded.
The court concurs with your suggestion. It also believes it would be most appropriate for you as Eagle Scouts to state these responsibilities.
As an Eagle Scout, you should realize that you have reached the peak of the scouting trail. It now becomes your responsibility to help those following you on that trail. As an Eagle Scout, you must contribute an even greater part of yourself to your family, your church, your community, and your nation. As Eagle Scouts, our ideals are high and our responsibilities are great. Let the real meaning of the Eagle Badge stand in your heart and mind.
The first obligation of the Eagle Scout is loyalty, because without it, all character lacks direction. An Eagle is loyal to his family, to his friends, to his country, and to his own ideals. To thine own self be true, and it must follow as the night the day. Thou canst not be false to any man. Neither pain nor profit, pride nor personal loss shall swerve him in his loyalty. Let the blue of your badge always remind you of loyalty.
The second obligation of an Eagle Scout is courage. Courage gives force and strength to all character, trusting in God and keeping faith in his fellow man. The Eagles face each day unafraid, seeking his share of the world's work to do. Let the red of your badge always remind you of courage.
The third obligation of an Eagle Scout is to live with honor. An Eagle's sacred honor is the foundation of all character. What he really is down deep inside, not what he thinks he is. An Eagle lives so that he will reflect credit upon his home, his church, his school, his friends, and himself. May the white of your badge always remind you to live with honor.
Members of the court, if these candidates are willing, yes, eager to accept the mantle of responsibility as well as the honor of the badge, then we most cordially welcome them into the rank of Eagle Scouts.
Thank you for reminding us of the meaning of the Eagle Badge. Will Stephen Newton, Assistant Scoutmaster, Troop 54, please come forward, set the Eagle charge.
I have the honor to give you Ryan Christensen, Tim Conlon, William Dooley, Bren Laidler, and Jack Nick Williams, the Eagle Charge on the occasion of your elevation to the highest award in Scouting. The Scouts of all nations constitute one of the most wholesome and significant movements in the world's history. The Boy Scouts of America have judged you worthy of this honor. All who know you rejoice in your achievements. Your position, as you well know, is one of honor and responsibility. As an Eagle Scout, you have assumed the solemn obligation of duty to God, to country, to your fellow Scouts, and to mankind in general. This is a great undertaking. As you live up to your obligations, you bring honor to yourself and to your brother Scouts. The good that America has to give to you now and to her children in the future depends on the quality of her citizens. You can help make the future of our country even greater than her past. I charge you to undertake your citizenship with a solemn dedication. Be a leader, but lead only towards the best. Lift up every task you perform and every office you hold with a high level of service to God and to your fellow man. So live and so serve that you are an inspiration towards the finest of those who know you. I charge you to be among those who dedicate their skills and abilities to building America on a solid foundation of clean living, honest work, unselfish citizenship, and reverence of God. Whatever others may do, you will leave behind a record of which every other Scout may justly be proud. Scouts Ryan, Tim, William, Bryn, and Jack. Resolve to uphold forever the principles of the Scout Oath and Law, the same ambition and perseverance that have brought you this far.
And now, Stephen will administer the Eagle Salute.
I ask you to repeat the Eagle Oath after me. I reaffirm my allegiance.
I reaffirm my allegiance
to the three promises of the Scout Oath.
To the three promises of the Scout Oath.
I thoughtfully recognize.
And
take upon myself. The obligations and responsibilities. Of the rank of Eagle Scout. On my honor. I will do my best. To make my training and example. My rank and my influence. Strongly count for better scouting. And for better citizenship. In my troop. In my community. And in my contact with other people. To this I pledge my sacred honor.
By the virtue of the authority vested in this court of honor by the National Council of Boy Scouts of America, the rank of Eagle is hereby awarded to Scouts Ryan Christensen, Tim Conlon, William Dooley, Bren Laidler, and Jack Nick Williams. Scoutmaster Robert Roan will present the award, the Eagle Badges, to the new Eagle Scouts with the assistance of Peter Patrick. Next, the legal neckerchiefs.
I think this is the first group he had. He's been with you from Cub Scout all the way to Boy Scout.
Okay, now we have the next step is for the parents to come forward. And the hardest part of the whole ceremony now is the pinning of the parents.
I think your mom's hurt. Go either side of her son if you can. Mom. Yeah, and then you know what we'll do? We'll do this. Excuse me. Okay, you can do that too. Okay. write it down on the set with parents behind them, and it means better. Yeah, every year I learn something new. Me too. And there's your photo op.
All right, time for photos. Okay, one more.
All right.
There are many individuals and organizations that would like to congratulate you this afternoon. I'm pleased to introduce our first honored guest, and that is representing the district and Northern New Jersey Council, Jack Kuipers. He's our district executive for our district, for Arapahoe Valley District.
Thank you, Dave. On behalf of myself, the Arapahoe Valley District and the Northern New Jersey Council, I want to congratulate all of you fine young gentlemen on your accomplishments here today. You're a fine-looking group of men, and I encourage you to go forth and make your training an example, like you heard in the Eagle Charge. I also want to remind you that, despite all the hard work that you guys put in, there were a lot of people behind you that got you to where you are today. Your parents, your leaders, the other scouts in the audience. Take this time not only to appreciate what you put in, but also to what they put into you, and show a little bit of thanks and gratitude for that, if you can. To all the scouts in the audience, look up at these guys right now and realize this will be you one day. And if you're half the people that these guys are up here right now, you're better than most. Again, congratulations, boys, and to all your families as well. Congratulations to you. This is a great accomplishment, and welcome to the Order of Eagle Scouts. Thank you.
Thanks, Jack. Appreciate your presentation. Is Dr. Marty here? You okay? Yeah, yes. I was in fact informed of that. Sorry about that. Yes. Let's see.
So obviously I'm not Dr. Marty. She regrets that she couldn't be here today. She was not feeling well, and I think a couple of years ago we all would have toughed it out and shown up to these events, but I think in the current environment we all know better. On behalf of the Board of Education, Dr. Marty, and the school administration, we'd like to congratulate these boys, these young men actually. I have a son obviously in scouting, and I've been involved in some of the campouts, and I will say that I've had the experience of being on some troop events with these young men, and they truly are the outstanding individuals and members of this community that they've been described as through the biographies we've heard and the highlights we've read about in the pamphlet. Again, on behalf of the Board of Education, Dr. Marty, and the school administration, we congratulate you and your parents and your families, and we expect only continued success for each of you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Anthony. Now we're here for the town council, and Iannelli, a member of the council. The mayor couldn't make it today, so he is graciously coming forth to speak on behalf of the Eagles.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the mayor and the town council and the community of Ho-Ho-Kus, I'd like to congratulate these fine young men and future leaders and present them with a certificate of commendation. Congratulations, guys.
Thanks very much, Ed. And now, the police chief, Mike LaCroix, will be saying a few words. Really? No, I guess he won't. All right, we move on to Jim Conlon, who will be giving some awards from the VFW Post 192.
Good afternoon. I am a deacon here in the church, which qualifies me to be the chaplain for the Veterans of Foreign War Post 192, right here in town. And I am privileged to grant these awards to our fine scouts today, and to everybody who are here. And if I make one tiny little digression, when I was in scouting decades ago, I don't say how many decades ago, but it was in the 1950s, we used to come up here and rub elbows with Troop 54. But we were the bad kids from the city. We be here, we be here. And so that's, you never know how things are going to turn out, that we're all here. But the wisdom in this is always be prepared. Okay? So I am going to ask our new Eagle Scouts to approach the dais here to receive the pin, because it's a little bit narrow over there, and I don't want them to have to